Hey, everybody. It's Diane Brandon Moody here again with 50 Something Love. This is the podcast of interest to all women over 50. I'm happy to have you here. Mostly, I wanted to talk to those of you who are single and over 50, whether you've never been married before or you are and you're happy with it, or if you're divorced, or if you're widowed. I want to talk to all of you today. I would love it if you would join my group. You can sign up by going to my homepage, dianebrandon.com, dianebrandonmoody.com, and signing up for the 50 places to meet people over 50. Now, I know people hate dating apps. I don't blame them. They're rough. I used to do them as well. I did them 6 years ago, met my husband on Craigslist Personal only a couple of months before they closed it permanently because sex trafficking was going on. So trust me when I tell you, I know what that's like, and it ain't pretty sometimes. But here's what I would love for you to do. Join up with that group and then book a love audit with me. It's a free 30-minute, no obligation call. You're going to tell me about your history. I'm going to tell you how I can help you and about my program. And then we're going to get started on getting you the love that you want. Now, some people are a little reticent about this. They feel a little silly. They don't think it's cool, or they don't want to hear about another program. But here's what I got to tell you. There are a lot of really angry or sad women out there who have not found love yet. And let me tell you, I hurt for you guys. I really do. I figured stuff out and I managed to get married. I was 58 years old when I walked down the aisle. So I was up there. It was kind of late for me. And I'm so glad that I did because it's so good to know that there's somebody in my corner. I haven't always felt that way, but I do feel that way now. And it's so nice to feel that way. You may be surprised to know that dating apps are losing money these days. You know why? People are leaving. But here's the thing. They're not figuring out the next step, like meeting people in person. My market research tells me that people are just so tired of dating that they try the apps a few times, and if that doesn't work out, then they're done. They're just done. They hate it. They're done. And that makes me sad. So there's a happy medium. It starts with you signing up at dianebrandonmoody.com and getting a hold of the 50 places to meet people over 50. That will tell you where to meet. When we talk on the love audit, we can talk about how you meet. There is a talent to it. There is an art to it. You don't just have to do it on your own. You can get support. What does support look like? Well, it's somebody who's been exactly where you are now, like me, who knows how you feel, who knows all of the feelings you may have, like being afraid, being angry, being sad that you're alone, feeling frustrated that you're having to do it all, and with all those blasted menopause emotions coming too. So believe me, I get it. I've been there. So don't feel like you have to do this alone. Do it with some help. It's not, it's not hard. It's not fatal. You can do this. So I'm going to give you one tip right here to go along with the 50 places to meet people over 50. This is what I call a clear runway. There are men out there who would love to approach you in the grocery store or at church or perhaps on the pickleball court. But the last time they reached out to a woman, they got their head bit off. People weren't happy about it. They didn't like the fact that their girls' night out was interrupted or whatever. I don't know all the circumstances, but it sounds kind of extreme to me. So a lot of men have become a lot more reticent about actually going up to a woman out in public and saying something. And women are a little bit afraid of it. And while it's true, you are responsible for your safety out there in the dating world, you alone have to be the last person who checks to see if you're doing everything safely and everything well. But most women are a little more afraid than they need to be. The kinds of things that you need to watch out for are meeting in a public place, meeting when it's light outside if you think that's a good idea, not getting in someone's car, not, for God's sakes, not going to someone's home the first time you meet them, keeping an eye out for weird things that don't add up, because sometimes when there's smoke, there's fire. So there are things that you can do to protect yourself. But the vast majority of men out there are safe. They just need to know that you're willing to talk to them. So how do you do that? What is a clear runway after all? Here's what a clear runway is. If you have been talking to a guy online and you went out with him once and you think you had a great time, and then you hadn't heard from him in a few days, there would be a lot of women who drop it at this point. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can drop it if you want to. But you can check and see what his temperature is. And you can do that by just reaching out with a quick text that says something like, I can't quit thinking about ice cream. Are you in? And then let him do the planning. Now, if you still don't hear from him, that's a real clear no, you're not ever going to hear from him. So, block him from your phone, whatever. You never have to talk to that person again. But at least you know. So a clear runway, say you're in the grocery store. I talked about this in a Facebook group a few months ago. I was out there doing the weekly grocery shopping, and it was 4:00 on a Saturday in the Kroger. And I bet there were 10 different single men in my age range who were shopping, who all seemed reasonably nice and reasonably good looking. And had I still been single, I would have been flirting with these guys. I'm not single, so I don't. But if I were single, I would have. And here's how you would do that in an easy way. Let's say he's got a steak in his grocery cart. All you need to do is say, wow, I love steak. How do you prepare yours? Or what do you have with steak when you make that? Are you going to grill it? Or you could even ask, what kind of wine goes with steak? Is that what you drink? That opens the door for a conversation. Now, while it's true that there are men out there who don't wear wedding rings but are still married, this is not on you. The married guy needs to tell you, thanks, I'm flattered, but I'm married, or whatever, or he just doesn't continue with the conversation. No harm, no foul. I haven't worn mine in a little bit because I injured my finger in a cooking accident and my finger's swollen, so I haven't been wearing mine. And if somebody flirted with me, that's the way I would handle it. Oh, I'm so flattered, but sorry, I'm married. And leave it at that. Not a big deal. So you also could ask somebody to reach something for you on a top shelf. That ain't my problem. I'm 5'10" on my bare feet, so I can usually reach the top shelf. But most of you are going to be shorter than I am, so you can ask for a little bit of help in reaching something. 99% of men would love to help you get something off that top shelf, whether or not he's married. But you can always make a comment about, thank you so much. I appreciate your help. And that can get a conversation going. So those are some easy ways to create a clear runway. So let's suppose you're at Home Depot or some other hardware store, and you came in looking for plants and you see a nice looking guy in the plants section. You might ask him, has he had any luck with that particular kind of plant? The last time you had one, it died. You wonder what you did wrong with it. Or you could say something like, how much should I water that kind of a plant? I'm afraid it's going to get too dry in the summer heat. Or you can say something along the lines of, what kind of gadget goes better for the yard, this one or that one? And let them answer. They really usually love to do that. So that's your one bit of advice today. We'll say more than one piece of advice. That's how to give a guy a clear runway. When he sees you talking at him or just looking him in the eye and smiling, that should tell him that it's okay for him to flirt with you. Now, if he does not, this doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. He may very well be married. He may very well be gay. He may very well be so busy he can't focus on a thing you're doing or saying to him. He could be sick and he's having to take care of something while feeling ill. So if something doesn't come from it, this is not on you. This is not a big problem. It's just an oh well and keep going. So what are you going to do this week? This is how I'm going to sum up this week because it's a short one and it's hot outside and I just need to slap something up today. So here are your marching orders for this week. First of all, go to dianebrandonmoody.com. Very top of the page, you can enter your email and get the 50 places to meet people over 50. When that document comes to you, great. See which one, pick one, maybe two, and see which of those you might enjoy doing. And the key here is what you enjoy doing. If you like dancing, go dancing. If you hate dancing, for God's sakes, don't go dancing. Find something that you enjoy doing, go out and do it, and have fun. And remember to give those guys a clear runway. So that's your first assignment. Your second assignment is to book your free love audit with me. It's on my website as well. And you can go to dianebrandonmoody.com/love-audit and set up a time to talk with me. Let's talk about the program, see how I can help you, see what your particular issue is, and let's get busy making your dreams come true. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful summer, wonderful back to school for those who have kiddos or grandkids or our teachers. Congratulations, you're back to school. And for those of us who are going to be celebrating Labor Day soon, let's celebrate all of our workers. DianeBrandonMoody.com. Thank you so much for being here. If you have questions, reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer. Talk to you soon. Bye.